Hey everyone, Yuri. I came here with another episode of Ask Yuri. Today we're going to be talking about how to get rid of yeast in the body, a yeast cleanse for instance. Here's the question. Hey Yuri, I have an excessive amount of yeast in my body and because of it I often have bacterial infections. What kind of cleanse would you suggest to start the process of cleaning out my system and improve my health? Thank you, Joyce. So yeast is basically a type of fungus. In our gut, or actually in our entire body, we have things like good bacteria, which is why we take probiotics, and some people use yogurt. And then you've got bad microorganisms like yeast and fungus and molds that really do some pretty nasty things in your body. Candida is a type of yeast. And you can have Candida overgrowth that starts in the intestines but then becomes systemic. It can leach into the blood, into the joints, and is a really, really big issue with a lot of conditions that you would never really think of as being related to Candida. A lot of joint pain, a lot of muscular pain can be related to Candida overgrowth in the body. So it's a really, really big issue. What it stems from? Well, there's two big things that it stems from. First of all is a high sugar intake, because yeast, Candida, mold, fungus, they really all feed off sugar. So the first thing you want to do is minimize or eliminate high sugar foods. That's going to be a really, really important step. The second thing is improper digestion. When your foods are not digested properly, again, what happens is these yeast end up, it's like a smorgasbord, a buffet for these yeast, because they feed on these undigested food particles. The other problem is that with undigested food particles, they can actually cause inflammation in the intestines and stretch the pores of your intestines, leading to a condition known as leaky gut syndrome. So just imagine this: you have these pores which naturally allow nutrients into your bloodstream, which is a good thing. But if the pores become too big, you get bigger proteins and bigger undigested food particles seeping into the blood. If this happens at the same time, you can also get these yeast and Candida seeping into the blood. And that's how they become more systemic. And that becomes a really, really big concern for a lot of different things. So the best way to do it is really make sure that you're digesting your food properly, chewing very well. You may also want to take a digestive enzyme. You'll also want to look at taking a probiotic to balance out the bacteria in your colon, so get more good bacteria to fight off some of the bad stuff. And that'll be really, really helpful as well. So I don't know if you can hear my little buddy, my little dog Jackster is snoring up a storm. All right, back to the question. So a cleansing program for Candida is very, very intense. And for most people, it's not sustainable. It basically comes down to 6 months of absolutely no sugar. So it's 6 months of pretty much greens. No fruit, no trace of sugar at all. It's very, very intense and it's very hard to stick to. What I would recommend is having a look at our Total Wellness Cleanse program. Now the reason for that is because one of the big goals actually two of the goals in our program, the first one is to reduce sugar intake and thus reduce sugar cravings, which will obviously impact this pretty dramatically. The second goal we have with the cleanse program is to really alkalize your body. So getting a lot of greens in to really adjust the pH in your body. And when you do that, it really kills off a lot of the yeast and the mold and stuff because of the oxygen coming in through alkaline forming foods. And the second thing it does is when you alkalize your body, when you alkalize your blood, you don't tend to crave sugar as much. And that's a really, really helpful thing for killing off Candida. So we have a very specific set of protocols that we use within the cleanse that are much more sustainable to use, to follow, than doing a full Candida detox for 6 months. So I would highly recommend looking at the Total Wellness Cleanse. It's a very, very, very powerful cleansing program that is based on food. So there's no supplements, no little powders that you need to take. We'll show you how to cleanse your body and get rid of Candida as much as possible through food. Once again, the website is right here. It's totalwellnesscleanse.com. And check it out. It's awesome. So thanks again for your question. Hopefully that helps you out. Check out the cleanse. Get started with it, and in the meantime, I'll see you in the next video.